Hello and welcome to another Precision Flyer Repairs video. I think I've got a treat for you today. It certainly has been for me, and that is an S-Gauge Southern Pacific cab forward steam engine. Now this is a really unique piece. I haven't seen any before, and I definitely haven't worked on one before. This is one owned by a customer of mine who, when I saw it on his shelf, I remarked, wow, that's incredible. What's it like to run that? And he said, I don't know. It's never run. So he gave it to me, and it's been a bit of a mess to clean up. There were some poorly installed wires. There were some short-circuited wires. There were some mechanical problems. But after having solved those issues, it's pretty cool. It's definitely a one-off. There's a lot of handmade linkages, and the drive mechanisms are chopped and soldered and welded in numbers of different ways that truly make it unique by whomever did it. It's date stamped underneath with the initials CA or GA and 88, so this may be coming up on 30 years since someone customized this. I think it went through a number of stages in its evolution to this point, because inside it I found a DCC decoder, and it was remarkable for how short-circuited and melted together several of the wires off the pickups were. The decoder had survived, and I was able to reuse it, and with some reprogramming, I think pretty well optimize its operation now. But I thought I'd film this for you now that it's running. I'm going to post pictures up to my website at www.precisionflyerrepairs.com, where you'll see lots of shots along the way as this was taken apart and repaired. It's not prototypical. Southern Pacific had 4.662 cab forward steam engines, and of course they're 4.884s, but the model here is lacking the two trailing truck wheels. It'd be a single axle over at the left end near the smoke box, which of course would normally be the front of a steam engine, but not in the case of a cab forward. It also has the front end of the more modern AC-12 instead of the AC-2, which it's trying to resemble. But you know, I can look the other way on some of these details just for the fact it's an opportunity to see a cab forward in S-Gauge high rail. And it's DCC. I've had the sounds muted, so I'm going to turn the sounds on. There's the dynamo, of course, because the light is lit, and it has a whistle. And a bell. And of course injectors and steam blowdown and other things, which are lots of fun on DCC. It also, as you can see, has a ash pan flicker or firebox glow, however you want to imagine it. That was originally wired to come on as a steady red light when put in reverse. So like I said, it's got some strange things in its past, but I had a good time working on it and felt privileged to do so. So without any further ado, I'm just going to run it shortly. One thing to be mindful of is the exhaust is selected to be for an articulated. And it's really cool. Sometimes it's in sync and sometimes it's out of sync, which I guess is what can happen in real life with an articulated engine. But when it gets out of sync, it's really neat. So hopefully in the next lap or two, there'll be an opportunity for you to hear that. And here we go. I just gave it 10 steps of throttle all at once with my power cab. And you may have heard it blow the whistle twice. It has automatic whistle sounds enabled, so that when you start up going forward, hear that articulated chuck? Pretty neat. But when you start up forward, it'll toot the whistle twice, and when you come to a halt, it'll toot the whistle once to indicate that the brakes are set. And then when you go into reverse, it'll toot the whistle 3 times, which is standard railroad whistle signaling. It's pretty neat. It's a function of the decoder that's in there, which is actually a outdated decoder now by modern standards, but has plenty of functionality and control to make running this unique piece a lot of fun. You can hear that articulated chuff now. I'll speed it up a little bit. Here we go. One step at a time this time. But I can also slow it down in case you're wondering, can it poke along? That's at only 5 of 126 speed steps. And here it is at 1. So the mechanism's freed up eventually. A lot of the drivers were coming apart. Rims were loose on hubs. Rims were loose on insulators. Insulators were loose on hubs. Hubs were loose on axles. You know how it is. These things are all getting pretty old, and it is based on original American Flyer Pacific chassis. And as you might notice as the tender goes by, there's no coal. That's because when the Southern Pacific built these, they were designed to be run through tunnels so as to not asphyxiate the crew, and they used oil in order to further reduce the chance of smoke. So this tender has actually been modified by the original builder to have no coal load. And it pokes along nicely too. I had to dial in the starting voltage because the custom mechanism has a few idiosyncrasies about it, but I was able to iron most of them out and only had to start the voltage at 6 out of 255 instead of 0, which isn't bad actually in the end. And it's just a lot of fun. Thought I'd share it with you, as maybe you too, as well as I, have never seen one like this. There you go, the brakes are set. Comes to go forward, the directional lighting comes on, you can hear the engine. Well, it's funny because they have a guy shoveling coal, which of course wouldn't really work. But believe it or not, this is the decoder that was made for the Southern Pacific cab forward steam engine. I should probably turn the guy shoveling coal off, but I think I'll leave it on because it's kind of funny in case anybody ever notices. And there's the double whistle to get started. And she pulls away for another run into the Southern California sun to get busy hauling freight or passengers, depending on her work order. Hope you've enjoyed this. As always, be healthy until we meet again, and have fun running your trains.